The PantoRouter is a highly capable joinery machine for hundreds of mortise and tenon sizes, plus dovetails, box joints, and more. The fluid action of the pantograph uses only 2 levers and it's easy to operate, but we can also fix the location of the bit and use the PantoRouter like a horizontal router table. This auxiliary table is a must-have jig to quickly cut dados, edge profiles, decorative details, and more. Let's get into the build. We start by marking out the center locations of the mounting slots according to the drawings provided in the plans, and we set up our vertical clamping jig on the PantoRouter table. If you haven't built a vertical clamping jig yet, we highly encourage you to do so. However, if you would like to see how we cut these elongated through slots without the vertical clamping jig, it's explained and demonstrated in the vertical clamping jig video. Set up the slot mortise template to cut a 1/2 inch by 6 inch slot. The slots should be inset about 2 inches from either end. Rather than using a pointer in the router, we just use a ruler to set the height of the template holder to 4 inches to account for the 2-to-1 ratio from the template to the workpiece. Align the center line of the mortise to the center line on the table and clamp it down. The first cut we make is with the 1/4 inch bit going all the way through. We set the depth with a scrap the same thickness as the workpiece, with a piece of painter's tape added to each side so we can cut all the way through, but don't go deeper than necessary. We cut both of the 1/4 inch slots, then change to a 1/2 inch bit and reset the depth so that it's only a 1/4 inch deep using the depth scale or the setup block, and cut both sides again. Attach the front fence piece to the table portion of your jig. We use glue and a couple of 23 gauge pin nails to hold it in place until it's screwed securely. Avoid putting any nails or screws within 4.5 inches from either direction of the center line, so there's no way that a router bit can hit them. For accurate and reliable cuts, it's critical that the fence pieces be square to the table. Take care that any glue squeeze out at that joint as well. Once the glue is dry, knock down any sharp corners and the edges on the jig. Install the mounting hardware from the hardware hold-down pack. 1 screw per slot would likely be adequate to hold this jig in place, but having 4 points of contact ensures your jig can be held dead flat on your table. Next, we need a positive stop for the auxiliary table to register to a consistent location on the PantoRouter. The figure 8 hardware is intended for attaching tabletops to their bases, but it works great for this application as well. With your jig located on the aluminum table, make sure the hardware clears the protractor portion of the table before tightening the screw. You could also use a screw and 2 washers as shown on an older version of this jig. Load the template mark C or 2 inch on your vertical template holder adapter to cut the clearance slot in the center of the auxiliary table. The slot extends down about a 1/4 inch into the horizontal table. As you use your auxiliary table, you might find that you need to extend the slot higher, lower, or wider depending upon the application and the bit being used, but this is a good place to start. Always make sure the router bit can spin freely and is not contacting any portion of the auxiliary fence prior to turning the router on. Adjust the template holder so the bit cannot cut into the table. Check and recheck, and when everything looks good, go ahead and cut your vertical slot or mortise. Once cut, install the pointer in the chuck and bring your router all the way forward to where the dust hood nearly contacts the vertical fence of the auxiliary table and trace the rough location of the hood. With the pointer in the router and the guide bearing shaft in the center hole of the template holder, carefully scribe the center line onto the auxiliary table. Carry that center line on all visible parts of the fence and the table. Since we use the 1/4-inch bit frequently with this jig, we use the centering ruler to mark some reference lines where the outside of the bit will be when cutting stop dados. You can mark as many reference lines as you like at this time or add them later as needed. Now it's time to cut the dust extraction slots using the slot mortise template. On the front face of the fence, mark a line 1/4 inch up from the auxiliary table surface and another vertical line 1/2 inch over from the vertical slot in the fence. With the 3/8 inch bit in the router and the 10mm guide bearing located inside the slot mortise template, locate the router so the edges of the bit are on your layout lines. Without moving the router, slide the stop on the operator's side to the guide bearing shaft and tighten it down. This stop will remain in the same location for all 3 cuts. The stop on the other side is set to cut about a 2-inch wide mortise. Each slot is spaced 3/4 inch center to center vertically. You can lay out guidelines for each one, or you can use a reference block and an 1.5-inch spacer to easily repeat that spacing. The reference is just a small scrap piece of plywood with a 1/4 inch hole and screw and nut from the hold-down kit. The second slot is only 1.5 inch wide, and the third, or top slot, is 1 inch wide. Before cutting, you can visually check to make sure the cuts will all fall inside the line that you traced around the dust collection hood earlier. You're now ready to use your auxiliary table. You can route through dados, stop dados, shallow angles, sliding dovetails, and much more, all safely and more easily using your PantoRouter. Be sure to check out our webinar titled 3 PantoRouter Jigs to Level Up Your Joinery on the Fine Woodworking website to see some more uses of the auxiliary table. Happy PantoRouting!